Just general ideas. Yeah, you don't need to read the whole text because you will do it next time. And I hope that you will not read, but that it will be a real presentation, which will attract our attention and make us continue reading on the topic after your presentation.
I think it benefits of holistic approach.
Okay, so each benefit is a separate signpost?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you switch between the ideas?
Use phrases such let's delve into, moving on, and so on.
Okay, yeah. So you used academic English, yeah, in order to show the sequence, yeah? Okay. Let's move on to, yeah, it's okay, yeah. Let's move on to the next point, to the next benefit, yeah? Yeah, you can say that, yeah. Well, Ivan, and you, which signpost do you have? Like main ideas in main body, not the topic, yeah? You have the introduction, and then you have to speak about the topic itself, yeah? So there you have this main body of your presentation, and the information should be structured, yeah? And it is structured according to the plan. And this plan has some signposts, yeah, main points. So what are the main points in your presentation? Okay. Okay. Posts. Okay. And have you mentioned any problems and solutions? No, not today, not today. Now we're speaking about structure. Yeah, about structure, about plan, about the language that you can use. And then, let's leave intrigue for the next, okay? Well, so I hope that you remember that it should be well structured, yeah? And I hope that you remember some of the vocabulary that you can use. Well, okay, well, so let's switch to next page. It wasn't your homework, but we can continue with learning academic vocabulary. You know that there it is general words and academic words in all the languages, not only in the English language, yeah? And quite often when you try to find the definition of the word, for example, in Cambridge Dictionary, you can see these marks C1, C2, B1, B2 level, and quite often academic words will belong to C1 and C2 levels because they are bookish. They are not used in everyday communication. But when you present in your presentations, it's better to use academic words, not general words. Sometimes they speak about general academic words. These are the words that belong to all spheres of science. So in all academic texts, you can find these general academic words. And there are specific technical words that belong to a particular field of study. So it could be understood only within this sphere by the specialist prepared in this sphere. So this is about the groups of words that exist in every vocabulary. Now let's do the exercises. Exercise 1, I think it's easy to do, so you don't need time to think about it. You have academic word and you have general word. Let's try to match them. So Vladislav, the first one.
Context.
Context.
Yeah, it's situation.
Okay, yeah. Ivan? You were right first time, yeah. Fall.
I'd go with fall.
Okay, Philip, next one.
Next one, receive. Get.
one of the characteristics of general vocabulary is that it is polysemantic. Polysemantic means that they have several meanings. And perhaps you've heard Americans use the word get almost in every sentence with different meaning. Yeah. Can you get me some water? Do you get the idea? So general words. Yes, get is general in this context, so it is used in colloquial speech, yeah, in everyday communication. But when you switch to academic style, then you need to use which is the word which is more specific, yeah. So receive is better in this context. Vladislav, number 4.
Feasible. I see this word for the first time. I don't know what it means.
Okay, for the first time. Boys, can you help us? What is feasible? Become worse? No, it is not. Okay, let's skip it and then you will see what is left and you will understand what it means. Okay, well, do number 5 then.
Innovative.
Okay, so 5, innovative, and it means
New.
new. Ivan, 6, infrastructure. Basic services, yeah. Philip, number 7.
Deteriorate. Deteriorate.
Deteriorate.
Become worse.
Become worse, yes. So feasible is possible, yeah. You can speak about a plan. For example, a manager describes a strategy, yeah, a plan for the future, and you think that this plan is feasible. So it is possible to realize this plan. Quite often the collocation is the plan is feasible. Remember that and it will help you. Exercise 2. Let's fill in the gaps with these words. Will you start, please? Vladislav.
Yes. Despite the difficulties, the report said the project was I don't know.
Well, you have to continue reading up to the end. You know, if you have to take the test, like TOEFL or IELTS or any other test, you will have to guess or insert a word depending on the context. It's really hard to do if you read only one sentence. It is really helpful to read all the text. Here, your context is really short. You have only 2 sentences. So you have to read both sentences and then think about the word which is possible here.
As a result, the government decided to go ahead with it. No, it's
So
possible.
what is to go ahead? Yeah, it's possible. And do you remember the academic word for it?
Feasible.
Feasible. Yeah, feasible.
Feasible.
What is go ahead?
Двигаться вперед.
To start it, yeah. If you want to express your opinion during the meeting, you raise your hand and the speaker can say, go ahead. Yes, so gives you the word, gives you the possibility to speak. So go ahead can be kind of incentive, a stimulus to do something. Okay, number 2, Ivan. If it's new thinking, then it is, yes, innovative. Okay. Be careful with the words recruit and recruit. The stress is different and it depends on the part of speech. If it's a noun, then it's recruit. If it's a verb, it's recruit. Okay, Philippe, number 3. It is, yeah. Yes, yeah, you're right, but this word has several meanings. Okay, Philippe, number 3.
Number 3. During the war, the country's infrastructure was completely destroyed. roads, bridges, and communications had to be rebuilt.
Okay. Well, to be rebuilt. This is the infinitive, yeah?
Yeah.
But we know that there is the infinitive to rebuild. Yeah,
Yeah.
and here is it a different infinitive? What is it?
It is exactly that word. Yes, infinitive from rebuilt, like to be built once again.
Okay.
To be
Yeah,
fixed.
it's not about yeah, it's about a passive form of the infinitive. Why I'm asking the question? Because in Ukrainian language we have only one one type of the infinitive, yeah. But in the English language there are six types of the infinitive, and this is the second one. So we have active and we have passive, yeah. Then it can be simple and it can be perfect and it can be
Yep.
continuous. And you know that these are the formulas for different tenses in the English language. So when we say how to build sentence in a continuous tense, yeah, we will say a formula to be plus the verb with ing. This is continuous infinitive. So don't enter that room. He must be sleeping now. Be sleeping. This is exactly continuous infinitive. Yeah, maybe you didn't notice that you use them already, but they exist. Okay, Ivan, you had a question? Okay. Well, so let's continue. Vlad.
There has been a slow in the sale of books in recent years. This could be due to the effect of the internet. Slow decline.
Okay. Well, do you agree that this is because of the internet? Here, it's not about the decline, it's about the sales, sale of books.
Mm.
Well, but books, yeah, I'm speaking about books. So, does it mean that people start reading books online, on the internet, or have they stopped reading books at all? So, how does the internet influence this process of reading books?
You can find, not by.
It is called piracy, if you can find it, yeah? Okay. And do you read books?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Vladislav, which books do you read?
I read the serial of books The Witcher.
In which language?
No, Russian language.
Okay, not in the original, yeah?
Yeah.
You haven't learned the words of our neighbors in Poland. Okay, well, Ivan, you read seldom. Why? Okay, for your self-development, yeah? You prefer reading? Yeah, for yourself. This is the reason why I read books. And you don't buy books. You download them, yeah? No? Okay. Paper, yeah? Paper books. Okay. Philip, what about you?
About books.
Paper or electronic? What kind of books?
Well, I used to prefer electronic books, like in my school years, but since then I'm I just learned to appreciate paper books. So I think they provide a better experience of reading, I'd say.
Okay, I agree with you. So maybe this sentence about decline in the sale of books, there was a period when electronic books became really popular and people started switching to electronic books, but then they understood that it's not that convenient, yeah?
Yeah, however, I can say that I approve usage of electronic books for like one single usage for like
Or what?
like for um, like in trial form to check the book, like to read a few pages to see if you like it or not, and then you maybe buy it. So in that case, electronic books are great. But like reading the books from the beginning to the ending in electronic form, it's a worse experience, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, if previously, sorry to interrupt you. If previously we went, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
What?
actually, he has a point. Like, oh,
Bad connection, I suppose. No, on audiobooks, yeah, Philip supports your point of view. Yeah, he strongly agrees. Well, I hope that Philip will get back to us and explain his reasons. Vladislav, what do you think about audiobooks? Do you listen to them?
In the school, I often listened them.
sure. So for such people, audiobooks won't be great. But in general, if a person can uh, be comfortable while consuming information via audio, then it's basically, I think, a superior form of books because it's like cheaper. It's more. It doesn't require like physical storage, like storage on bookshelves, and at the same time, it doesn't require to look into a electronic device, into a computer or phone or something, because you can just listen to it while doing something else. So it's kind of great.
Are you concentrated on the book when you listen to it?
Yeah, I mean this is actually the problem because in our current generation there's this problem with ADHD, with the lack of concentration. So I mean it can be a problem, but it depends on a person. But generally, I think more like more lightweight books can be listened via audiobooks, but something more complex, something that requires maybe reading some sentences a few times to understand it fully, it can be replaced by audiobooks.
Okay. Well, Vladislav, will you finish your idea about audiobooks?
When I was нет, школьником.
A schoolboy? When I went to
Да.
school. Yeah.
Да, when I was schoolboy, I often listening to the audiobooks when I going to the school. It's for preparing to the Ukrainian literature lessons.
Okay. You didn't read books in summer, that's why you had to listen to them on your way to school. Yeah?
I was boring of these books.
Bored.
Bored.
You bored. Yeah, and the books were boring for you. Okay, I understand. Well, we can continue with the exercise. Ivan, number 5. Yeah, the same exercise. Yeah, we got distracted. And which is more academic? No. Deteriorates, it's about weather conditions, for example, yeah? Or the conditions of his context. Yeah, the context. Well, Philip, number 6.
Number 6, it's been stuff
Because of a rise in oil prices.
because of the What-
Again.
what is the page? We are
The
now
same page, page 26, and exercise 2, and sentence 6.
for some reason I came to the next page. Exercise 6. Because of the rise in oil prices, oil producing countries will receive a huge increase in profits next year.
Yeah, but only it is increase because it's a noun, and when it's a verb, it will be increase. Increase and increase.
Yeah, increase is a noun, like
The stress
yeah.
is on the first syllable. Increase. It's an
yeah,
increase.
increase. Huge
Okay.
increase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vladislav, the 7th.
Repairs to the building must be carried out immediately. The whole structure of the building is beginning to deteriorate.
Yes, deteriorate. Yeah, that's good. Exercise 3. Here you have words in bold, the vocabulary in bold. It is general, and you have to substitute it with academic words from the box. 1. Yes. Yeah. Do number 2. Okay, thank you, Philip.
Into 3 parts. The first bit section, the first section will be a short overview of the history of the problem over the last few hundred years.
Okay. You can do one more.
Then I want to discuss the role
And
of
discuss is
then
talk
I want
about.
to examine
Examine, yeah, to examine.
Then I want to examine the role of transport, in particular car ownership, and how this has assisted the spread of population away from city centers.
Okay, thank you, Vladislav.
7, yes? Or
No, it's 6 and starts with thirdly, I'll focus on the role.
I'll want to ask
Instead of ask, we will say
pose.
pose, yeah, pose the question.
Pose
Has
the
come from
question.
French. In French, it's poser des questions. Okay, pose the question.
Have governments given
Sufficient, yeah.
attention to this problem? But first of all, I'd like to give define.
Yeah, define the phrase urban sprawl. Okay, about the word define, can we use it in such a context? I'd like to define the ways on how to do something. So is it define the ways, define the techniques when you want to enumerate them? When you give a classification, for example, yeah, so you want to enumerate something, then you cannot say define. No, define, it's only about giving definition. So when you say urban sprawl means, and you explain what it means, this is the definition, and you define the word. Yeah, you explain what it means. And when you speak about these details or different classifications, this is the word determine. Yeah, determining. Quite often these words are confused, especially when the article is translated from Ukrainian, for example, into English, and you have to publish your scientific paper, and you have to write this annotation abstract, yeah, at the beginning. Then quite often I see that people mix define and determine. So be careful with that. Yeah, define only to give definition. Well, next page, here we have to listen. Philip, is it possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here we'll listen, yeah, and put the sentences in order.
Listen from those audio bank. Yeah.
I will have to share then the screen. I'm asking about the traffic, yes, is it possible for us to listen?
Yeah. Okay, you can share it.
So you'll see the book and then the sound.
3.7.
The population of many urban centres has increased dramatically in recent years. In fact, currently, over half of the world's population lives in cities. And another trend is the global increase in car ownership. There are now over 600 million cars in the world, which is almost 1 car for every 10 people. It's when we put these two trends together that we start to see a real problem. Of course, I'm referring to the amount of car traffic in cities around the world today. So beyond the obvious annoyance of having to wait in queues, let's look at some of the other problems related to our overcrowded roads. Pollution is one of the biggest resulting problems. Toxic fumes from automobiles have a negative impact on our health and on the air quality in our cities. This leads to rising healthcare and city maintenance costs. A study in the United States showed that traffic congestion annually costs the economy up to $1,000 per driver. Part of this is because people's time is wasted when they are stuck in traffic. They are often late for work and their time is not used in a productive way. So what can be done about the problem of traffic congestion in cities? Well, urban planners have tried a variety of strategies. In London, for example, drivers pay a charge to use the roads in the city centre. A lot of people think this is a rather extreme solution, but some cities are looking for an even more advanced approach. Urban planners in places such as Nagoya in Japan are trying to redesign the cities so that they can function without the use of any private cars at all.
Okay, so can you tell in which order the data was presented? Who wants to answer? Yeah. Yeah, 27. No, data, I mean the statements, yeah, the sentences. Data, it means information, yeah, so in which order the information was presented. Again, academic language, information is general, yeah, and data is academic. Well, no. The order means number one is, number two is, and you do the second task, yeah? Then say if they affect your opinions, yeah? Okay, we can finish with fact. Okay, let's finish with fact and opinions. Yeah, okay, I understand. So you say that number one is fact, yeah? Number two is opinion. Okay. Japan, I suppose. Okay, well, it's really interesting to hear your logic, you know? Who disagrees? Or do you agree with everything that Ivan said? Philip, what do you think about three? Ivan said that number three, it's opinion, yeah, you said. So why is it opinion? Well, so if really in order to drive in the city, yeah, in the center of the city, you need to pay, then it is a fact, yeah? Is it true? Do they need to pay? So if they have to pay, then why is it opinion? Well, if if they don't pay, yeah, but she wants people to pay, then it is opinion. And it was opinion. You were right. Because they don't pay, yeah? This is the suggestion. She offers some extreme solution, yeah, just to make people pay. Well, then number four, again, Ivan said that this is opinion. Philip, do you agree that number four is opinion?
Number four. I think it's an opinion because it's like something that can be said like a fact. It doesn't sound like a fact. I think it's an opinion.
Because they're trying to design, yeah, car free
Yeah.
Okay.
Like nobody knows their real intentions. Like
Okay. Well, what about this 50%, Vladislav? Is it opinion?
No, it's fact.
Yeah, because it's statistics, yeah? It
Yeah.
should be fact. And being stuck in traffic is annoying. Ivan said that this is the fact, yeah? And why? Why is it a fact? Philip doesn't like it.
I mean, it can be said that it's a fact as a joke, like, can it be the kind of a joke that everybody loves because it's true? But I mean, if we're talking seriously, then it's obviously an opinion. But I see where he's coming from.
Well, yeah, and I would like to see also, Philip, can you explain?
What?
You say that you understand why Ivan said that this is the fact, yeah?
Yeah,
can you
because
explain it to me?
because in my opinion, most of people are annoyed by being stuck in traffic because it's like there are very obvious reasons for people to be annoyed, like because they lose time, because they are stuck in unpleasant surroundings, like maybe in heat, maybe uh, surrounded by loud noises, by a full driveway. So and late at the same time, being late for a walk or something. So I can absolutely see why most of the people are annoyed, but like maybe some people are very stressed.
Mhm. Yeah, they cannot be happy, for sure, but
Mm,
if they
stress resistant. Maybe some people are very
yeah.
stress resistant, and like they are fine. They just turn on some music, like chill. So that also can be. So this is an opinion.
Yeah. Radio relax.
Yeah.
It helps to relax while driving. Okay. Well, exercise 2. You will listen again to the talk. It's different talk. Yeah, talk about urban improvements in London, and you have to complete the notes from the prompts. So you have to write out topic, transport history, improvements, parks history, and improvements. Let's listen.
Three point eight.
Today, I'm going to quickly talk about the City of London and some of the improvements which are being made to the city. First of all, I'll discuss transport and how the public transport system is being upgraded. Then I'd like to look at public spaces in London. So, I'd like to begin with transport. As some of you might know, London has the oldest underground system in the world. However, this means that some of the tunnels are small and the trains are very old-fashioned. They lack air conditioning and can frequently break down. But the city plans to improve several aspects of the underground system over the next 10 years. Current train carriages will be replaced with more spacious and comfortable ones. Stations will be modernised, as some of these haven't seen upgrades in over 40 years. Now let's move on to public spaces in London. The city is very fortunate in that it has some of the finest parks in any city in the world. This was a result of the fact that the parks belonged to the monarch, the king or queen, so building on the parks was never allowed. Currently, parks throughout London are seeing improvements, especially in areas such as cycle paths and modern, safer playgrounds for children. A separate project is focusing attention on places of historical significance within parks and providing information for visitors.
So the topic. Let's look.
Transport history.
Well,
What?
yes. But in general, he at the beginning he had this introduction, yeah, that he was going to speak about transport and how its system is upgraded, and about public spaces and how they improved. So that was the introduction. What is the topic then? Topic should be general, yeah. But it's not about only about vehicles, it's about parks also, yeah, some public spaces for people. Oh, what is similar for both of them, for transport and for parks?
Infrastructure.
In his speech. No, no. You can even see in this enumeration, topic, transport history, improvements, parks history, improvements. So what do they share? Improvements. Yes, improvements being made to the City of London. in general, yeah, because transport and parks, they can embrace just huge territory. We can say it as a generalized idea here, yeah, so improvements being made to the city of London. Okay, transport history. Philip.
Transport history. Prompts.
He didn't say much about that, but he spoke about the results, yeah, why they have some problems now with transport.
I can't make up anything straight up from my head.
Okay, please, who can help? You
He
can.
said about London has the oldest tunnel system.
And that is why tunnels are
Mm,
small.
small.
Tunnels are small and trains are old-fashioned. Yeah, now air conditioning there, yeah, so they quite often break down because they are old, yeah. And which improvements did he suggest? Okay, who remembers? Philip, do you?
No, not
No?
really.
Need to listen for the second time.
Second time. Boys, do you agree? Yes. Okay.
Three point eight.
Today, I'm going to quickly talk about the City of London and some of the improvements which are being made to the city. First of all, I'll discuss transport and how the public transport system is being upgraded. Then I'd like to look at public spaces in London. So, I'd like to begin with transport. As some of you might know, London has the oldest underground system in the world. However, this means that some of the tunnels are small and the trains are very old-fashioned. They lack air conditioning and can frequently break down. But the city plans to improve several aspects of the underground system over the next 10 years. Current train carriages will be replaced with more spacious and comfortable ones. Stations will be modernised, as some of these haven't seen upgrades in over 40 years. Now let's move on to public spaces in London. The city is very fortunate in that it has some of the finest parks in any city in the world. This was a result of the fact that the parks belonged to the monarch, the king or queen, so building on the parks was never allowed. Currently, parks throughout London are seeing improvements, especially in areas such as cycle paths and modern, safer playgrounds for children. A separate project is focusing attention on places of historical significance within parks and providing information for visitors.
Was it better? No.
For transport, he said for the next 10 years, London should upgrade, replace trains and stations.
Yes, replace train carriages, wagon, train carriages with space. Yeah, it had more spacious and more comfortable. Yeah, and modernized stations. Okay, Park's history. What do you remember about Park's history?
They belong to monarch.
To Monarch, yeah. That is why,
Building not allowed.
yes, building was not allowed there, yeah. Not, unlike our country, yeah. So, where they see the park, they think that this is the free space and they can build everything there. Okay, and improvements. No, he spoke about cycle lanes, cycle path for cycle. Yeah, so you can use your bike there. It's not from that sphere, it's about cycling. Yeah, cycle path and safer playgrounds for children, the places for children. Okay. Well, and then we have exercise 3. Well, but we discussed here the problems with London's Underground. Do you remember how it is called? London's Underground.
Tube? No.
Yes, you're right. It's the tube. Well, the fifth question, the last one, because we discussed previous 4. How do you think the improvements to the underground and parks will benefit the people of London? Ivan, what do you think?
Move faster.
Okay, Philippe, can you add anything?
No, not really. I think he quite nailed it.
Okay, Vladislav, and you?
Also.
Nothing to add. Okay. Well, so at home, what you will have to do? This page 27, exercise 4 and 6. You don't need to do 5 because you have your own presentations. You don't need to think about the presentation on this topic. Well, you continue with that. Then your presentations, you finish with them. So you prepare PowerPoint presentation or Canvas. I don't know what which program you will use for that. But what's important there is to present properly. Be ready for discussion. Perhaps you can think about some questions that you would ask your audience in order to start discussion. Yeah, so you present, you speak about the topic, which is interesting for you and must become interesting for us. And then we'll discuss it. Don't forget about the language, yeah, the useful vocabulary, academic words, and all the signposts that you can use to signal the change in the main points. Do you have any questions?
Should we need to send them to you?
If you are not certain, if not sure that everything is correct, then you can send before the lesson. If not, then just place them in Moodle to get them up there.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So wish you good luck, and I hope that problems that we have with Kyivstar will not just spread to other providers. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. You too. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
See you next week.